Time to musk up. Wow.
All right, so really quickly, I want to talk about the two new releases that Tom Ford released, Electric Cherry and Cherry Smoke. I have them each on my arm here. I have Electric Cherry here and Cherry Smoke here. Both have been on my arms for about an hour now. Now, this is a first impression, so take everything with a grain of salt. So let's begin. Overall, I'm going to say I was underwhelmed by both of them. Very gimmicky cherry fragrances, in my opinion. I kind of find them to be kind of feminine leaning for the most part, even when you add smoke and leather or whatnot. I also find them to be quite linear, and Tom Ford fragrances usually are a little linear. They don't really change much. If they do, it's very slightly, and you really have to pay attention. But overall, the impression I got from Electric Cherry was basically a fruity floral fragrance. This could be the AM version, while the Cherry Smoke is the PM version. Interchangeable, both of them, in my opinion. For the first hour here, what I've been getting is basically a cherry fragrance with jasmine undertones underneath, and underneath that is basically this synthetic amber note. I guess you could say an amber wood, but this amber wood, if you look, they say is musky and fruity besides being ambery, and I do get that here. Overall, the fragrance is very fruity, kind of soapy from the jasmine here. I can see this being as like a lotion, body lotion, or kind of like this body wash for a woman. I could see this being like a bar of soap, or this would probably work well as a candle. But like I said, quite gimmicky in my opinion. Just a soapy, fruity floral fragrance with some muskiness, some fruitiness. So that's my take on Electric Cherry. It's okay, not worth the private blend prices in my opinion at all. This should be in the signature line for 100 ml for 180. That's probably realistically where it should be. Tom Ford fragrances really have kind of changed, because usually they're bombastic and loud, Tuscan leather, tobacco oud, but here they're a lot more subdued recently, their releases. This isn't overpowering. I actually enjoy lighter fragrances, or in the middle. I just don't like very, very loud fragrances. They have their time and place, but overall the whole cherry thing is just not for me. So Cherry Smoke. So this is the one that's been getting all the hype. It's definitely the better one of the two. Although here, again, I don't really see much going on. One thing that I did find interesting was the osmanthus note, which has this kind of fruity apricot-y peach undertones to this. But this is mainly again, cherry here. There's some leather here. I don't get a lot. Some woodiness. Definitely the smokiness is second here. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's some sort of smoke. I get more cold incense more than anything. Smoke makes me think of like a fire. This is not that. This just feels like a cherry incense stick. Again, this could be a great candle. Amber woods, but I'm gonna leave amber woods alone. It's like the running joke here how I can't stand it. But another thing, the saffron. There's definitely some saffron in here, some spicy saffron, which kind of makes this a little kind of Middle Eastern in a way. One really feels more like a cough drop. Candle and cherry incense stick. Don't think this is worth $300 or whatever that they're asking for this. Then again, it is nicely blended. I do think there's some balance here. The cherry isn't overtaking the fragrance. I definitely get leathery, fruity cherry fragrance. Spiciness in there is mixed in there, some woodiness. Not bad. Again, not that strong. This might, I don't know if this would maybe perform for some people. I don't really care about that, but if you do, I don't think this would perform too well. So like I said, what you're gonna get here is basically that cherry. Next, I think, is the smokiness, some leathery tones here. It's not overly leathery. It's not sharp leathery or ashy leathery fragrance like something like Tuscan leather. The blend here doesn't feel very sharp. This to me is basically a fruity, leathery, smoky fragrance. The cherry is at the top. You get the smokiness, and then I would say the leatheriness. But underneath that, you get a little bit of spiciness from a saffron and a little bit of added fruitiness from this like peachy apricot like osmanthus note in here. And this is a first impression, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and let me know if you've tried these and what you think. Take care. Bye.